Invited guest here tonight.
I wanted to speak.
Please,
Okay.
just state your name and,
My name is Fran Shubik Ross. My husband and I live at 235 Chanelli Drive here in Stormstown. And we moved here 9 years ago. And we moved here because we felt we found the perfect house in the perfect neighborhood. So everything was going fine until recently an incident is occurring that I don't think it's a perfect neighborhood anymore. And that is that our neighbor is installing 30 in-ground solar panels, mounted solar panels, and it's in his front of his property, which is directly across the road from our property. When sitting in our front porch, the unsightly panels will be in our direct view. I'm not against, or we're not against solar energy, but it is well documented that the general public regard the industrial-looking ground-mounted solar panels are undesirable in a residential neighborhood. Articles that I've read in anticipation of coming to this meeting mentioned the following about solar panels in a residential area. They destroy residential character, they are visual pollution, they ruin rural landscape, and they are a permanent eyesore, often lasting 30 years. And the images that I saw while I was reading, images of where these in-ground mounted solar panels are never in the front of a property. They're always behind the property, mostly because of the dislike of the visual thing that they present. There are a few other possible problems: potential glare to the neighbors from excessive illumination. Some of them create a constant hum, and they are found to decrease property value of neighboring homes. So you can see that what was once a perfect neighborhood to us, doesn't seem that way anymore. So in conclusion, what's the solution for this? So think about it again. The installation of industrial grade solar panels in the front yard of a property. They not only are eyesores for neighbors, but they also will ruin the residential character of Chanelli Drive. I am proposing a few things. One, that the construction of these panels be stopped under the guidelines of the Halfmoon Nuance Ordinance that states, in case you're not familiar with it, the use of private property in such a manner as to unreasonably interfere with the reasonable enjoyment of property by occupants of property in the vicinity by creating unsightly condition and appearance in said premises. So like I said, we have a direct view of these panels. So that's a possible solution to stop that installation. The other one is have that person required to hide those panels by providing some sort of landscape or a fence to block the view of those panels. And three, before this gets out of hand, I would think that the township should develop an ordinance with specific guidelines for solar panels. So I appreciate your listening to me today, taking your time and to consider my concerns. Thank you.
before you sit down there, I do have one question. Have you spoken with your neighbor about it?
Yes.
And no response?
Oh yeah, it was
Okay.
not good. And that's one of the other things. We didn't even know what was happening. You know, I don't know, I was surprised the neighbors weren't asked what they thought about the installation of these panels. But
All right. Well, I will check with the zoning officer and I will check with the code office.
yeah, and like I said, the big thing is it's on the property line, right in front. It's not behind the house.
That's a little odd, yes.
Pardon?
It's a little odd to go in the front yard.
It's a little not nice.
Well, We don't have any requirements for that.
Within the setbacks.
See, a lot of things are so new, like putting solar panels in your yard, you know, it's never happened before like that.
Right, right. So-
All right, well, I'll check with the appropriate authorities here, and we'll see if we can get an answer,
All
okay?
right. Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming in. Anyone else? Yes, no, maybe, okay. Next up, approval of the minutes for September the 11th, 2025, and September the 19th, 2025, Board of Supervisors, a special meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any comments by the board? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Discussion? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up, we're going to have a public hearing for the agricultural security area. And we're going to open it up to anybody that would like to make a comment regarding our proposed amendment to agricultural security. So I'm going to open the hearing at 7:06 p.m. tonight. Is there anybody would like to come up and talk about ag security, for or against the addition of, what we got, two properties?
Two properties,
Two
yeah.
properties. Any concerns? Okay, anything from the board? Hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 7:07. And make a resolution to approve the agricultural security area changes. Do I hear a motion to approve Resolution 2025-16?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 2025-16 is approved.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to just point out that this was addressed the previous meeting, but there was a little bit of confusion
Yeah,
that happened.
we
there,
forgot to
so
hold the
I
hearing.
just wanted to
I forgot to
confirm-
hold the hearing.
Confirm the public hearing as well as the resolution.
All right, next up, Center Region 2026 summary budget comments. Ben, do you want to talk about it?
Sure will. Good evening, everybody. It's great to see you again. I just have a few highlights that I'd like to go over from the budget, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Overall, the 2026 COG budget is coming in at an increase of 4.5% to the municipal shares. Halfmoon Township's shares go down by 4.75% from the 2025 budget.
What was that number again?
4.75%
Percent down.
down.
And to what do we owe this greatness?
Well, I will hit some of that as we go through here. So one of our big drivers this year is healthcare, as is for many. We have a projected 13.6% increase on the healthcare costs. We will have dental and vision plans coming online for employees starting next year. However, those will not touch municipal shares until 2027 and not fully until 2028. The employees are also increasing their costs for those, so they will move from 10% this year to 15% next year and 20% in 2027 for the dental and vision plans. One of the biggest reasons that you will see a decrease in your costs is that we are moving finance costs, a good portion of the finance costs, out across the agencies and out of the admin budget. There has always been a portion of those costs that were spread out. That was $150,000. Since this is my first full year going through the COG budget, I was trying to find out where that number came from because it didn't seem to be tied to anything. And it appears that it is many years old and was tied to Becca and Joe's salary back when Becca was still in finance back then. And that number has not changed in years. So I proposed that we take a large portion of the finance staff salary and spread that out across the agencies to better reflect those costs. So those costs come down in the admin budget, but go out to the other agency budgets. With Halfmoon not participating in every agency, therefore you will see a decrease in those costs. It is my hope that as we move forward, that more of the admin costs get spread out across the COG agencies. We should not have the admin costs siloed the way that they currently are. I think that they should be spread out. While it is a small piece, there's a small piece of my costs in every bit of grass cutting that goes on, in every program that Parks and Rec gets put out there, every single book that gets purchased, there's a small piece of Ben that sits in there. And that goes for my entire team in the admin office. So I would like to see those costs spread out so we would get the true costs of every program that we run. We cannot do that at this point because the Articles of Agreement specifically state that the admin costs are to be shared across the municipalities that make up COG itself. So we need to take a look at the Articles of Agreement to make those kinds of changes in order for that to happen. The point that I've been making to everybody is that those articles were written when I believe Jim Steff was the only person in the admin office. I now have a much larger team in admin, therefore we should take a fresh look at how those costs are distributed. Next, we are trying to use our fund balances responsibly. For instance, we have moved the contingency funds, which used to be its own separate fund, moved that into the admin office to avoid duplication. Those contingency funds were being used through administration anyway when they were necessary. So rather than have a fund balance in administration while also having a contingency fund, we simply move the contingency fund balance into the admin office, and that is our cap for our fund balance in admin right now. In the planning office, we are using $126,000 of the existing fund balance in this year's budget. The unemployment fund was dissolved and those funds were moved across the agencies, and they will now each be responsible for their own unemployment costs. And as we move forward, the Finance Committee is continuing to work on fund balance policies. So something that Kim and I have been advocating for and Finance has been taking up, to set policies for each of our funds, both operating and capital, to set limits to those, but also strategic numbers that we should be going for. So following the GFOA principles of healthy fund balance in case of emergencies. In our case, most of the funds would have probably no more than a 30-day fund balance left over there because we have very stable funding from our municipalities. So we don't have as many concerns. Library is one of the most at-risk agencies, so they might have a larger fund balance. They have a lot of state funds that come in. The state, as we see right now, sometimes struggles with the budget, and so there would need to be a larger fund balance kept there. The overall goal of these fund balance policies is that once fund balances are met, if COG performs better than expected during any calendar year after we have our audited books, if we have funds in excess of the fund balance guidelines, then those funds would be returned to the municipalities, either through a check, or you could ask for those to be credited to your next year's contribution to the COG. So those are the policies that we are working towards. We are not passing these one at a time. Instead, the committee has been reviewing each of those, and then once we have a full collection and everybody agrees on those will be passed as a full package. The other significant change is that we are ending local planning. The services will still remain available on an as-needed basis to our municipalities, but we are not providing those local planning services kind of in that contract form anymore to the two remaining municipalities that use those. So we have are setting costs for those. We've already worked with Amy.
Which two are those?
Who are the last two remaining?
Two municipalities.
It was Patton and Harris Township were the last two in that. So we have already worked with them. They will run out through the end of this year. And we have established a as-needed contract with a planning consultant who gave us a discounted rate. So if municipalities want those additional services, we can be the pass-through agency for those discounts to that planning firm.
So not to disrupt, but I'm just trying to be clear.
That's okay.
Now, the planners you currently have are what, transportation?
So mostly transportation. We have one land use planner still in the office to handle the regional reviews that's are still our obligation. She is also working on the regional comprehensive plan right now. So the overall planning costs will go down again in the future, but we have to get through the regional comp plan, and then we still have to do the 537 plan update. We will explore options with that. It's been suggested that UAJA may be willing to pay for that study to be done, to be updated, but they want to use their own engineering firm if they are the ones paying for that. And not everybody is as enthusiastic about that. But those will be future discussions. Once those two plans are done on the regional planning side, we won't need the consultant assistance to wrap those up, and so we will see a decrease in fees again after that.
Okay.
And the only other item, I believe is already in your agenda, is that the municipal comments are due by next Thursday at 8 a.m. The committee meets that morning. They will forward those comments on to the exec committee for distribution at general forum and recommendation for municipal adoption in November. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Comments, concerns? I do want to talk to you, but not at the public forum. So.
You can give me a call. We can schedule a separate
All
meeting.
right, thank you. Well, having no questions, I guess you're good to go.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
coming out.
Thank you.
All right, next up is a motion to have staff provide Benestel and the Center Region COG Executive Director their comments by October 16th, 2025.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moving seconded. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, coming down the list here. Resolution 2025-17, resolution for planning or plan revision for new land development for Half Moon Acres Component 2 Sewage Planning Module, lots 54 to 57. This is the on-site septic disposal. I just checked with Amy to make sure we weren't sneaking a Component 3 in there. And it doesn't seem to be that way, so do I hear a motion to move that resolution approval, and we'll send it on to the DEP for see what they have to say?
Mr. Chair, I make the motion to approve Resolution 2025-17, forwarding the Component 2 Sewage Planning Module for Half Moon Acres to the Department of Environmental Protection for review.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion by the board?
So you mentioned, just a question here, just a clarification. So this is the component 2, which is on-site. So
On-site.
component 3 is,
Off-site or treatment of a more sewage plant nature.
right. And so this on-site will take care of how many properties? Like, what's the difference is what I need to know.
It's 4 lots.
This is for 4 of the lots
And they're on, that are on the ridge.
that are on the ridge. The other one, the component 3, is for the larger development,
larger
correct?
development.
Okay.
Yep. And that's the one that's the biggest issue probably.
Right, and are these on-site, are they individual septics for each of the 4 lots?
Yes.
It's not one combined one for the 4
No.
lots? Okay, thank you.
I'm surprised they found that many up there, but
Oh, I know, that's why I asked. I'm like, whoa,
we'll have to trust our sewage officers.
okay.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Resolution 25-17 approved.
Also, just, just so the public knows, this is not an approval of anything. This is just we have to send this on to DEP, so as long as people understand that.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, it's not a lot of approval, not a subdivision plan approval, not a road approval, no highway approval. It is just,
It's no approval, no denial of anything. It's
right, it just
sending
says,
it out
send this
through
paperwork to the state,
process.
and then the state will return a letter to us and saying we're happy with it or we're not happy with it, so. And if they're not happy, there will be a lot of other questions to be answered. Okay. This next one up is a resolution amending and adopting the personnel policies and regulations manual. Do I hear a motion to amend the personnel policies and regulations manual?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 2025-18 is approved. Next up, reserve funding certificate of deposit, CD recommendations. Do I hear a motion to approve depositing the reserve funds of the Open Space Preservation Fund, Park and Rec Fund, and Capital Reserve Fund into 4 separate CDs with the First National Bank, term length and amounts to be recommended by the Township Treasurer?
So moved.
Do I hear- Moved in second. Any discussion? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Next
Thank you,
one.
Brett, for taking care of that.
Yep. He's on the ball down there, so. Making good use of our public funds. Creation of escrow non-interest bearing checking account. This is for, I guess, developers or somebody that needs to put an escrow in here for having a hearing.
It's more for a zoning hearing board. Developers, we went to a billable system. We don't collect escrows for the developers anymore. They were in one checking account that was interest bearing that had a small flows escrow that's permanent in it. I'm trying to separate the two. That way it makes for a little cleaner look.
Yep. I agree. Do I hear a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up, certifying the 2026 minimum municipal obligation. This will be to accept the 2026 minimum municipal obligation of $14,164 for the non-uniform pension plan.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Center County Liquid Fuels Grant. Do I have a motion to submit the grant application for $20,000 for assistance with Smith Road berm project?
So-
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Discussion by the board. Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next one up, auditing firm, multi-year agreement. Brett, do you want to just give the board and public a brief rundown as to who we're dealing with now?
Yeah, the company that we had previously, BBP, has since merged with Clifton Larson Allen. So we are due for a new 3-year agreement anyhow. So they sent me over a letter recently for the 2025, 2026, and 2027 audit with the fees that Amy has on screen of $9,000, $9,400, and $9,800 respectively.
Are those fees comparative to?
Those fees are actually pretty low compared to everything we ask them to do. They've always had a great relationship with us. So I'm pretty happy with them. And if we can keep the relationship going, it makes things a lot easier.
We don't have to get other prices, do we?
Not when they're this low.
Okay.
Your
Not for
threshold's
professional.
12,900, and a lot of times with professionals, you don't have to.
Yeah,
So-
good. Okay, thanks.
I'll move to accept the proposal for multi-year agreement for the auditor.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next up, township reports, treasurers, secretary, or roadmasters. Does anybody have anything they would like to add?
I guess as an update, I will add that the check arrived with the new vendor for the EMS transportation van, and the pickup date is scheduled for October 17th is when it worked for both parties. So by the end of October, the EMS should have their new van in their possession.
Is that with all the extra stuff that they needed done?
It's with everything done but the lettering. They have to have it in their possession. They'll get it lettered, then we'll turn that into DCD, and then It
They
should
have
still
to-
all be wrapped up by the end of the year.
Okay, great.
Do they have to modify anything inside of, for the carrier, for the structure?
They shouldn't. That was all part of the
That was all
package.
part of it?
Yep, that
Okay,
was all
good.
part of the CoStar's package.
Great, thank you.
Authority board and committee reports. Anybody have anything to add?
No, I just didn't get mine done in time. Like,
Okay,
I'll get them done.
that's all right. We're all busy. It's coming into fall.
Yeah.
Anybody else
All
have
my
any?
meetings fall right on top
Yep.
of this meeting, so.
Yep. Anybody else have anything to add for the order?
Are these reports available online? Like,
Yep.
Where do we find the reports these days?
If you just click on the line table.
Are they-
it'll
okay.
report.
Yeah,
Yep.
if they're submitted, there's a link,
Yeah.
so,
Thank you.
yeah.
Let's see here. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,